So does financial stability affect sexual chemistry? Do
To
you
some
think?
people it doesn't, to some people it doesn't. Alan just said it, like people that don't gotta be
So
doing
will
it all
so
the
if you
time.
so to reiterate that, well, if you had a man, right, that provided everything you need and everything every time he came home, you didn't question where he was at, what he was doing, if he even if he made you feel away, would you provide the sex just because he provided a stable household for you?
I still have to have chemistry. I still have to have feels. Like I have said, I have to grow in some type of love. I
Mhm.
can't just be the girl that just, like I said before, people misread me because my looks doesn't match
Mhm.
to what I actually do or go through.
Right.
I've never been in a situation like that because, like, you have to say, have you been? Would you do this? Would you that? I can't.
Yes. Yeah.
I'd rather go work.
Yeah.
Get me a job
Right. Absolutely.
because I've been, so much. I've been drilled into my mentality:
Yeah.
independence, independence, independence. So like I said, I've never, everything I've gotten myself. Can I really do that? No. Have I been
Mhm.
presented the opportunity? Honestly, I don't know if I have or haven't,
Mhm.
because I wouldn't give somebody the time of day. Like it doesn't, I'm like, I'll start talking to somebody that just kind of gives that vibe, and
Mhm.
I'm just like, I just don't like your personality. I don't
Right.
like how you really look. I
Okay.
entertained it a little bit because Tuesday night I'm not doing nothing. I'm a
Okay.
guest in a relationship that you've put time, gone through the trials of tribulations, or a situationship. It doesn't even have to be a real, hey, we've been
Relationship.
together.
Mhm.
It could be somebody that you've been dealing with throughout years or whatever. You put in all this time.
Mhm.
Like, is that something that you want to continue to fight for
Mhm.
without no limit, with a limit, or
Mhm.
is it something that you just get up and go no matter how much time you've invested?
Would you stay with someone because you have so much time that you put in and try to continue to work it out? And, you guys have like so much history and have gone through so many things. Or on the flip side, like, are those the things that would make you want to leave? So, for example, I've been in a situation where I feel like this person, we've gone through so much. I know this person so well, and we've gone through so many things together. Like, I know what his thing is when he's fed up in the relationship. He's probably gonna go to the strip club. He's probably gonna entertain some girls, throw some money, and I'm gonna be tight. And that's what he
His
does.
MO.
And then for me, I'm probably gonna entertain people in my DM, whatever. Like after a while, is that gonna be a conversation that keeps coming up in every argument? Is it kind of like, all right, we already know each other. What's going on here? Like, do we need a fresh start? Or is it something worth staying and working on? What do you think?
I feel like sometimes people feel like they can't let go because they've given so much time.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be like, oh, I already spent 5 years, 3 years, 7 years plus. And it's just like, I worked so hard for this. Like, why give up? Everybody talks about L's, everybody talks about wins. It's just
Mm-hmm.
like, you worked so hard on this. It's just like, damn, I've gone this far.
Mm-hmm.
Why not keep going?
Right.
Versus starting over, that you might just go right back to point one to start a whole nother trial into relationship situation. But that's being comfortable.
Mm-hmm. That's being comfortable.
But also, you probably, even in the middle of the trials, you might have stepped out and seen the world for a very short period of time and be like, well, for I could just stay at home for this, or stay with
Mm-hmm.
my trials and tribulations, my 3 year, 4 year, 5 year situation versus what's outside.
Outside, yeah.
But I don't feel like you can really give, anybody else a chance unless a door is fully closed, because
Mm-hmm.
in the back of your mind, it's just like, all fails, I know where to go.
Yeah.
I'm going back home, or I'm going back to the situation.
And that in that
That makes
category,
it
in
a safety net.
yeah, in that place, I've experienced a place where I'm just like, yo, I know how every argument goes. I know how you feel. I know the things you're gonna say. I know you're gonna bring up things that, like, all right, we should have gotten over it by now. Like, how much more of this can I take? Is it time for us both to start over and new fresh relationships and come in with different intentions, and maybe like we won't make the same mistakes. So I think sometimes like people are like, you know what, I learned from this relationship. You ever feel like you built somebody up and then you see them with somebody else and you're like, damn, he wasn't that person for me, or she wasn't that person for me? I feel like that's what I'm trying to get to.
I feel like
Like,
what all glitters isn't gold.
yeah, but at the same time, when you're in a situation, you can learn from it. So, for example, if I gave this person a version of me, or like when we started off, I probably wasn't ready to be in a relationship. So, I probably traumatized that person by having other guys call my phone or moving a certain way because I really didn't realize that I was dealing with someone who was serious about me. That trauma sticks with that person. And so now, when you have arguments or when you have any type of disagreements or something, those things may surface. So, my thing is, how long do those things linger, and can it make or break a relationship? Because I feel like something like that can break a relationship, and it's kind of like we've already like crossed each other's lines. Do you get what I'm saying? Or am
Yeah,
I
it's
like,
resentment.
yeah, it's resentment.
It's
I think that's
resentment. The word of the
resentment.
day is resentment.
The word of the day is resentment, guys. So, in a nutshell, I say move on and maybe start fresh somewhere. You probably say, I put in the time. I want to see where it goes, right?
I feel like some women feel like when they go through a longer battle,
Mhm.
it almost becomes like a game.
Mhm.
That's when it becomes ego. It's just like I feel like I have to win.
Mhm.
When it's either maybe other women involved or waiting up for person to financially rise, or whether it's waiting for, I don't know, just for them to be at their top, or
Yeah.
the other person to be at their highest potential that they imagine that they have.
Mhm.
Because potential is not a real thing.
So you're waiting for that person to make.
Waiting.
You're waiting on that person.
Waiting is
And
crazy.
yeah,
Waiting
you're
is
waiting on that person, and you don't want anybody else to benefit from what you
Might.
yeah, what might happen and what you stuck around for. That's crazy.
But it might not. I mean, I wouldn't do it.
I would take your potential and wipe my I'm taking your potential and I'm scrubbing
saying,
the tip of
some
my
people-
butt with
some
it.
people use-
I don't have that in me.
Some people
And
have
that's
hope,
why I feel like I'm
time.
weird sometimes.
No, you just have, it's easier for you to detach. And some people don't have that.
Tatiana needs to be my middle name.
Is it?
Waiting for, honestly, at this point, the potential that you had was going to be at a different level with me. It's like, I'm joking. But no, like, I'm not going to sit here and like,
Some women love harder because of the challenges, because of the time. That's another thing. You'd be like, I don't fought.
Yeah.
I don't went to war. At the end
Whereas
of the day,
I'm turned off. You have pissed me off. Even the way you pour water makes me want to punch you right in between your teeth. The way, like, and now we're at a point where everything was gonna annoy me. So it's like,
there's no coming back from that point.
There's no coming back from that point. But that's what I'm saying. When is it time to shut it off? When is it time to say, like, I don't care anymore what your potential is, what you're gonna become. I don't care what woman you end up with, whatever. Like, what is the point? Like, when do you get to that point? You have to be
when you're
like,
healed.
Okay, so it takes healing.
It takes healing. And it's like, when we advise our friends with people that they shouldn't be with, or we feel it's not a good, compatible person for them, we can give them all the advice in the world. We can have the hour phone talks, tell them the great, whatnot. But I always say that, I'm like, you got to bump your head. You got to wait till you crack it open, gushing brains out, and then you'll know when to leave. And that's the point.
Right.
That's always my advice. I was like, you know what? You have to bump your head until because they always say, hey, this happened every other week. And I've been in that position too. I come on, I vent to you. I'm like, and you just gotta wait. It's literally a waiting game for the person.
A living, learning lesson. Right.
To leave, yeah. Dear men, why hold on to a woman when you have no intention on a serious, like, relationship or serious dating?
We need Rico. I'm kidding. We need somebody here. Well, my personal opinion is, I say it all the time, I think people just are selfish. And something in that relationship that you're in is benefiting you.
I agree.
Nobody ever wants to leave you don't ever want to leave a great job. You might talk about it, you might dibble and dab here, you might have your side hustles, but you don't necessarily want to leave that job because it's secure. So you might have security in that place. So if that girl that has been holding me down all this time and making doors maybe open for me, or has been like just having my back, I don't necessarily want to close that door. I don't necessarily want to hurt her either, but I also need to keep her around, even though I have other things. Yeah, you see what I mean? Sex.
It goes back
Nobody
to
was
sex.
talking about this. Nobody was talking about sex.
But it could be a benefit. That could be one of the benefit.
But sometimes, no, because sometimes it's not the man that has the money. Let's be honest. There's a lot of situations where the man needs the woman because the woman has the money and they need to get on their feet. That's why we have so many examples of men who take a woman's tax money after she done pushed out the damn kids and he's going to flip it. He ain't got no damn money.
I pay taxes.
Okay, but that's a hood scenario. But in the scenario of just men keeping a woman around in general, I think it's because that person is going to have your back. That person is going to support you with any situation. That person is going to always have something that you're going to need. You know what I'm saying? So these other, like, a lot of people are not what they say they are. They're not what they show they are. So you might have girls that are bad chicks, but they ain't got shit to give you. They ain't got no ways to help you. They couldn't help you with your resume. They couldn't help you with a position in a job, nothing. So why would I mess up a stable situation I have with this woman when I'm just out here having fun?
Like, I feel like it's the woman's issue too. Like,
Mhm.
why stick around if you know it's not going nowhere?
Okay, so on the flip side,
Mm-hmm.
why would I hang out with it? Why would I continue to be with a man when I know I don't want to be with him? Well, because that's true. It's a money situation, probably, or it's a sex situation. So Alan was correct in that
Or
situation.
comfort. Somebody
Comfort.
being nice to you.
Hmm.
Vulnerable situation. So on the woman's side, it's more, you feel like it's more of either emotional or sexual.
Emotional,
I
sexual,
mean, or
or
financial.
emotional, financial, or food.
Food.
So we read something on Reddit, right? That said,
Mm.
all of a sudden, my wife decided,
10 years, we have a 3-year-old boy. She said YOLO and I'm moving out.
and they have a 3-year-old kid, and she's just not interested in me anymore. So in that situation, it's kind of like you don't have like the things that I need, you're not providing it anymore, I think.
I just feel like they said 10 years together, 3-year-old child. I'm guessing, depending the age, that was 10 years of being in a relationship, 10 years of building a family, growing, building, whatnot. I feel like maybe that person didn't have the time to have the young phase, the
No,
wild
but then
out
is
phase.
it worth it? Is it worth it? If you're not like, this is the thing. Like, people think that, like, I understand, like, they were married, so it's different. But when you marry, like, you're a union. I understand that. But sometimes it's like, it's still my life. And how long do I have to be miserable in my life? How long do I have to not be able to chase my dreams in my life, not be successful the way I want to be in my life? And I'm not saying just because you leave that situation that those things are going to happen, because you could literally fall on your ass and take a major L and then regret all of it and then just be crying back at home on your hands and knees like, take me back, I'll take care of the baby. But at the same time, people wonder. People wonder, like, all right, if I leave my household or if I leave the situation because I'm miserable here, will it be better? It seems like it'll be better.
Curiosity. I think it's curiosity, but I also feel that at the end of the day, everything is always going to be okay. You might not go back to that. Maybe the door might close into your old family or whatnot, but then there'll be great stepdad.
Damn, I'm
out
so
there
mad
somewhere.
I can't think of the question that the thing that we saw. Because again, we go back to, we were talking about reasons why people stay in a situation even though they're not interested, and we said money, sex, finances, and food.
Right.
Like, food is a big deal, by the way, just so y'all know. But like, besides that, damn, chemistry is really like, the love part is falling very low on the list. No one ever, like, we just had a little powwow and no one ever said like the connection. There is no connection. I think that's what the issue is. Am I not making sense?
Yeah. I think there's time for it. And then afterwards, it might become a business, a union. After one point, it's just up to the couple to keep that alive, to make sure you still have date night, to make sure you still have freaky night, to make sure you still have, be like, hey, listen, let's regroup and make sure that
But that's how you know.
You got to take a vacation, go to.
But then that's how you know, because no one's willing to do that doesn't really fuck with you.
No.
So if you present those things to someone and they're not saying, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea," then that's actually that's a sign that says, "You know what? This person isn't really for me," because they're really genuinely not putting in the effort to make this relationship work.
It's all about actions.
Yeah.
You can say what you want, you can say what you need.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get it? Are you getting it? That's why I say words when friends say, "Oh, he said this, he said that." I'm like, don't use your ears.
Use your eyes.
Words are so beautiful.
Don't use
words
your
are
ears.
so beautiful. They sound
words-
so. Sometimes it sounds so good. So let's go a little funny. Okay,
let's go funny.
Went on vacation with my new boo. Every morning I pretended to get coffee, but I really went to go use the bathroom. So you on vacation, new boo? What do you feel comfortable to use the bathroom in the same room?
No.
When can you use the bathroom?
Let's be honest.
Oh,
you stink.
Jada, Listen.
And it's different levels to it. So if you're on vacation, you already know how that booty gonna be.
What if it's all inclusive
eating-
resort with the buffet?
You eating everything. That ass is on fire.
You don't know what's in them all inclusive drinks. Mexican candy.
And let's not get it twisted. How many times have you seen the guy doodle on vacation too? They be hiding it too. Everybody knows that vacation with your vacation is dangerous when it comes to pooping. And why is it always that they gotta go right after you? So yeah, girl, you did the right thing. Go downstairs into that community bathroom.
Community boo boo was crazy.
Community bathroom boo boo. And you'll be all right.
Listen, till I die, girls don't poop.
Girls do not poop.
Yeah.
Or pass gas. Until you're about 4 months in.
Then we fluff.
Fluff, what's that? I feel bad because anybody who knows me is going to be like, girl, shut up. Like, I've heard your... No, I'm joking. Okay, go to the next one.
Yeah, because... Let me see what I got here.
Okay.
All right. My ex-husband is becoming a passport bro. I feel ugly.
And you are. And let me tell you why. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Jada, no.
No, but what are we people doing when they go out of town? They're finding someone that's fun.
I'm out of town.
They're attracted to.
I go with my rounds.
And they're trying to get But she said her ex-husband. What do you think?
I remember going down the comments and people were just saying that a man likes to go for, what was it? Insecure, low, what was it? Woman, you don't remember?
Oh, yeah. So we went through the comments of this question and men were saying they go for insecure women. They love low self-esteem women. And I think that is a category of men in general. Like, that a woman is gonna worship the ground you walk on. And that's pretty much what her husband was, because she said like she had low self-esteem and he took advantage of that. But then when he went out of town, he was just like, he was giving it out. He was passing it out like tequila shots on vacation. Come on, talk to me. What's up?
No, I think that's not what I think happened. Do you know what a passport bro is?
You traveling and giving out D.
You can call it better treatment for a very low price, I guess.
I want you to say it, because when I say it, they're just like, shut up, you black bitch.
You say it.
I can't wait to talk about the next topic, because that goes right into it.
No, why don't we just go into that one? Because I barely want to.
Let's go into it right now.
You want to?
Go ahead, ask it.
I think that's your card. It was my white.
Go ahead.
All right, so basically it was my white boyfriend. I don't like when he says the N-word or uses certain slurs around his friends. And Jada's really big about that.
Okay, so let's just have story time. It'll be really short. So during the pandemic, something arose called Black Lives Matter.
Shit, I thought you were talking about the time you were a rapper, and you had a music video.
Girl,
and
you
the
know I be
wrong
forgetting
person.
stuff. Okay, so that's another story. Okay, so we'll start with that story then. So I had this music video. It was like 2015 or 2016. Well, it was 2016.
Around there, yeah.
So Bally's in my music video. There's this token white girl. You gotta always have a white girl in your video when you're trying to like, you gotta have the white girl, because it makes it like, you get a bigger audience. It's aesthetic.
Right.
So, we got the Latino, we got the white girl. I was looking ratchet with pink hair. We had some other people. And at the end of the shoot, she was talking to a black guy on FaceTime. She kept saying nigga. She kept saying, like, it was simple, like, oh yeah, whatever, nigga. Like, what you doing, nigga? And I'm looking at him like, you really gonna let her say that to you? And I never in my life realized how bad it made me feel, to the point where I was about to fight this girl at my video shoot.
She got kicked out.
To her, to this day, she's just like, remember you was about to beat that white girl up because she said nigga at your video.
Like this big.
Yeah, but that's not even true. She was my height. But then it comes to another subject when Black Lives Matter happened, and I was just like, I'm just so black that I can't take it. Because Black Lives Matter came, and remember, I was just like, you guys don't understand. Like, this is a real situation. And really, it does affect your friends. If you're not black and you are literally saying nigga about everything, like, oh, look at this, look, like, It could be about juice. Like, nigga, pass me the juice. Like, I don't care. Why do you have to put the N-word on it? So that's just how I feel. So it would annoy me, and I would tell my significant other if he was white to stop. But what do you think about it?
I don't think I always ask you this. Am I allowed to say it? Whether
You do.
Am I allowed to? Should I?
You're Spanish. You're yellow. You're not necessarily chalk colored.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't want to be the one to say that you can say it.
I'm Colombian. I'm 100% Spanish. Because they go with the Afro-Latina thing. We had a discussion because.
So, do you think you can say the N-word? Do you think you have the right to say the N-word?
It's if I'm Spanish, yeah.
I just feel like it comes for the people.
I just feel like it depends. I guess the crowd that you're in, to a certain extent.
Do you feel like it's offensive? Do you ever realize? Like, do you ever feel like, oh, when I'm saying it, it's harmful to anybody, or you're just saying it because it's like, oh, I don't think anything of it. It's just a word.
I would say that it's just
slang.
It's slang.
Right.
It would be considered slang.
And that's why, like, with my friends, like, I don't ever feel like, oh, it's a malicious intent type of situation. But when you get to, like, a white person that came from a white person that came from a white person that probably owned one of my black people, now I'm just like, okay, I'm either going to separate myself from the situation, or I'm going to say, you can't say that. And if you want to say it, fight me. And that's just it. That's just it. So that's just it. Like, if you're a white person, I'm sorry, but like,
I feel like a lot of people just don't get called out on it.
Mm-hmm.
But you're the caller outer.
I am a caller outer.
You're a caller outer. I heard about the get together. You called somebody out too.
I'm sorry.
No, that was fine. She's like, she felt she could say it because she was like Italian or something.
Yeah, and I'm gonna definitely check you. Like, listen, this ain't the place. This ain't the place for it. You ain't got struggle in your background at all. So, and then not for nothing, like, at least Spanish people, they have dark skinned people in their family, and not for nothing, like, a lot of Latina people are very racist as well. They don't want, like, their daughters dating black men and stuff like that, and I totally understand it. Unless that man is successful, a black man is not really wanted in their family, right?
Yeah, kind of.
I know.
Kind of. Yeah.
The point that I'm making.
Growing up, it would be really messed up. They'd be like, better the race. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
They'd say better the race. And I just kind of really wouldn't understand that. I'm just like, because I don't really see it that way.
Right.
But they would, growing up Spanish, it was like, oh, And I'm just like, well, hey, this is my boyfriend. Mm-hmm. This is my first boyfriend, my second boyfriend.
My first boyfriend, my second boyfriend.
Darker and darker.
My 10th boyfriend. He's literally from Ghana. No one else has. I will be the first to mix their race.
But afterwards, it's obviously accepting. They're like, you know what? After some time, they realize that I'm not going to date my same, I guess, right. Culture.
So yeah, it was shameful for your family. So for me, if it was shameful for the Latin community, or I'm sorry, I'm bad with that. Yeah. If it was shameful for that community, and literally like the white community, like, we already know how that is. For me, that's the level where I have been the person that's going to check you, because like.
So you would would you marry a white man?
Absolutely.
But you would tell him you can't say that.
I ain't got to tell him.
Okay.
And not for nothing, I'm sorry. Like we'll probably joke about it in the house.
What if he sings a song? What if he sings a song when the part comes out?
No, they're not. I might as well have an afro. I'm so black. I might as well have a pick in my hair. I'm so black. I feel like I should also have a suit on, because I'm so black. I'm like not even the lady black. I'm the nigga black. Like, I'm ready to, like, I'm so black. You've seen it. I'm black as hell.
How do women get their man to leave them for another woman and take the kids with them? Oh, wow. There's a lot of YOLO situations. Why is it I guess it gets to the point that women get fed up after raising a family, after doing all of that. I guess there's a point where it's just like, I don't want to do this anymore. I've noticed, like, having friends with children, multiple children or whatnot, it gets to the point where, I guess a lot of moms don't get the credit that they deserve. And I see it when I have to babysit, because, oh my God, it's a lot. So I feel like it gets to a point that they're just like, want to pull their hair out, whether it's postpartum, whether it's just sick of it, just as tired of it, from not getting enough breaks as a mother. I feel like a lot of women just one point they're just like, man, fuck all of this.
So what I gathered from that is there's so many guys that get to leave the relationship and start a new life with a new woman and become stepdad to those kids. And how often do you ever hear a situation where a woman leaves her family is playing stepmom to somebody else's kids and doesn't really have kids or whatever? Not that she's remarried or anything. So what I gathered from that is like, yo, how do women end up in a situation where like they get to start their lives over? And not that this is a good thing, but it's like we see men do it all the time where they like just have their freedom. So like she's probably like, yo, how do women get that freedom? That's what I gathered from that. And I just am here to tell you that it's not possible. 1%. No, I'm kidding.
Well, because women are the ones that mostly take her. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of present fathers.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm saying in a scenario where the guy says, just like there's more baby mamas than baby daddies, right?
We don't have the percentages. What is it?
You know, just from common knowledge or just like, you know, the people we know, the people you know, the people, the fathers we've met, the birthday dinners we've gone to, the events we've gone to, like, we know, like, baby daddies and baby mamas, like, who's more present? And I think this is just basically saying, like, damn, like, how do those women, there's a small percentage of women I feel like they can leave their family. And although the kids will resent them, it's like they leave their family and then they're in another relationship. And so she's probably like, how does that happen? But it's not right either way.
Brad Pitt's and Angelina Jolie's daughter, she turned 18 and she's dropping down. She wants to drop the last name Pitt.
What?
Yeah.
She was adopted, right?
No, that's their
Oh,
actual.
that's their
That's her
actual
actual
daughter.
that they had together, and she wants
I
to
wonder
drop. Pitt's last
why.
name. I mean,
Yeah, that's crazy.
it goes back to what you said. You know, it's usually women that. I mean, we don't know their relationship, but
Mhm.
it obviously seems that, you know, mommy is life.
Yeah.
Mommy is life.
Mm-hmm.
But there also are good dads. I don't want to sit here and be like, oh my God.
Absolutely. You know what? And as much as I talk junk, I have to say, like, a lot of men have stepped up, especially in this last, like, let's say the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing that I do admire about social media because it's making men more like aware and wanting to take accountability and not wanting to make the same mistakes of their fathers and grandfathers and neglecting their family and being more like present in their household and raise your sons, raise your daughters. Make sure that the next generation of women are not city girls. It takes the father. So, like, I'm going to be honest. I think that I do have to say, like, men are stepping up more now, especially because they're probably tired of us talking shit on social media and seeing that, like, oh, these women ain't, you know, they just, that's a big step.
You know, it's an ick of mine that's supposed to be a cute pet name or something.
Mhm.
Somebody calls me baby mama.
Mm,
It's just the ick. Like, that's what you see me as. I'm like, at least call me wifey,
Right.
whatever. But
right.
just don't come to me as baby mama because we see a storyline of what that
Yeah.
is. Like, damn, that's what you see me as. Don't ever
As
call me
baby
that.
mama, right? Not wifey. If you call me wifey, I'm gonna melt.
That's cute. Be like, you're talking about me.
Did you say wifey? You wouldn't be with me for the rest of your life.
Baby mama, you want to trap me and leave me with a baby? No, find something else to call me.
Boo boo, you just want to take me to the skating rink and show me off to your friends or something. Like, you don't want to do nothing. Are we too old to skate?
No,
Like at the skating rink?
no.
Okay. So another thing I wanted to talk about. This is another topic, guys. Levels of dating, right?
Okay.
So remember we were saying like, you know, date in your league and stuff like that. So we were saying, okay, for example, if you know that your budget for a date is probably like $50, don't be ashamed to go to the Dollar Tree and get like some fake flowers and vases. You know, make sure you bring some weed, like if that's what they're into. Was that wrong to say? Anyways, like, you know, get $5 for the vase and 3 roses or
You're saying
4
effort.
roses. Yeah, effort.
You're saying
You know, like just
effort.
put in the effort and don't think that you always have to like shoot for it because there's some great people in every league, right?
Right.
So what would you say would be a good date for someone in $100 budget?
$100 budget. I'm really creative when it comes to stuff like that. Like every time somebody has a birthday for their significant other, I'm the one that everybody calls. And then I give them a great gift because I'm a great gift giver.
Mm-hmm.
So I would take the time to listen to what that person likes
Mm-hmm.
instead of saying, because, you know, women don't want to be invited to somebody's home as a first date. I would be pissed.
Yeah.
Right. But let's say we start talking, oh, what's your favorite food? This, not the third. maybe be like, hey, I have a surprise. I want to give you a different type of date. If you want to do something within a budget, I say go for something during the day. Why? Because you start at night, you end up trying to hop into different places. No, if you I say start during the day, be like, hey, I just want to see you real quick or something. You can start with a set of flowers. The farmer's market's $25. Boom, we got $25. I know, but we have $75 left.
Right.
We have $75 left. We have $100 budget. We have $100.
25 is a lot.
But you gotta make up for the fact that you're not, if you're not gonna have oysters or whatever the ideal romantic date is for the woman. Yeah. Maybe you ask them what's their favorite food. Maybe
we love oysters, girl. We bring up oysters so much.
Whole Foods on Fridays has $1 oysters.
You have to do it online.
It doesn't matter. If you have $100, you can get me 12 oysters for $12.
Girl, tell them the day because we about to go to Whole Foods after this. Go ahead.
On Fridays, Whole Foods is $1 oysters. So if I tell you my favorite,
Friday?
Friday is $1 oysters. So you have a $25 bouquet. You have $10 for the oysters. Maybe they'll be like, oh, I like pasta. You maybe homemade pasta. Maybe set up a picnic.
Mm-hmm.
You
gotta really calculate it now because now where the pasta coming from? That's another $25.
Pasta's
no, we need to be really clear.
Like $4.
That's true. And you just gonna add marinara? You're not gonna add no beef?
Marinara is $6. You already got oysters. Basically, it's just something that's like really thoughtful that you don't have to put. So basically, you can just do a day. Just think about all the things that they like and put it together in a very low, like with that amount.
And let's utilize Dollar Tree. Let's really utilize Dollar Tree. They got picture frames. They got candy. They got vases, vase, whatever, however you guys like to say it. They got fake flowers. Like, if you want to take someone on a cheap date and you actually like them, that's the way to go.
You have to listen, though.
If you're just trying to hit, just take them to a restaurant and feed them and give them drinks.
Oh.
Right? Because that's the difference now. So people are not able to differentiate whether a person likes them or is just a little fling because everyone's going out to eat. Everybody's going on dates. But the effort that someone puts in it lets you know
that it's love bombing.
Love bombing. Maybe it's you just want to meet someone and you think this person is someone that I want to get to know and I actually have a real interest in them. Because let's be honest, these days people will take you out to eat and they're just like, I'm about to clap them cheeks or I'm about to ride that D. I've been wanting some D for so long. Me and Regis broke up 3 weeks ago and I'm ready to ride some D. And maybe they might be using you too for a meal and some D. So sometimes it's very good to...
Hey, you said right, food, shelter.
Yeah.
Finance.
So sometimes you might be getting used for some food and for a good time, even though you might not see it that way. But if you really want to know if a girl or a guy has interest in you, I think you should try different dates. As soon as they give you the snooty look, just know that all right, that's not the person for you. Sometimes y'all be dragging stuff out when it's an easy way to get the answer. Sorry. Know what?
I just thought listening. You listen, you can catch what a person likes. People will tell you. People will tell you. It's just if you listen or not.
How often is your first date dinner?
I don't go on much dates like that.
Valley.
I don't know that. What do you mean? How long? Oh, you mean depends a person.
What have your first dates been? What your first time hanging out with somebody? What has it been? Go ahead.
Either a nice lunch, a nice dinner.
Exactly. What else?
Yeah, nice lunch.
That's it.
Vacation, maybe a little
vacation. You are a thought. So, anyways, so nobody has ever said, "Hey, let's go to a meeting." And then what's your reaction? Hey, I want to go to the Museum of Science in New York. Are you down? Be honest. Look at her face, y'all.
I'd be down. I'd be down, and I'd be just like, this is where I check myself. I was like, wow, this is somebody that's more open. I feel like I'd almost be intimidated because of my knowledge in science. Mm-hmm. I'd be like, oh shit, is there gonna be puzzles there? Is there gonna be not puzzles, but puzzles? Is there gonna be something where it's just like my intelligence might be tested? Or my cultural knowledge.
But why does it matter?
I just seen something on social media that said, do you want somebody to lose interest? Talked about cultural science, like these topics that aren't your day-to-day topics, like politics. What do they feel about what's going on in Palestine? What do they feel that people are just gonna
Yeah.
Some people, because I'm not gonna say
you don't want to be embarrassed,
right? Because
you would say no to that date.
I wouldn't say no. I'd just be like, oh,
I think you would be bored.
No, I don't think I'd be bored because I'm open to something.
Okay.
And after we get dinner and oysters, all right? I'm open to the museum.
So let me tell you about a date that happened with me. I go to this date at Baccarat, and the guy that I'm with is from the UK. Yeah, the Baccarat, but they have a bar there. They have a very classy, prestigious bar there. So I meet him at Baccarat, and we go to the bar, and there's like a big lounge area. He's a very intelligent, successful man. He graduated from Bath, and he has multiple degrees and stuff like that. And so he sits me. I'm from Connecticut, and there's an amusement park called Lake Compounds. So he sits me in front of the owner of Lake Compounds, and also these other women that he went to college with. The first set, whatever it's called, he went to college with them, and then everyone broke off and went to different colleges or whatever. But everyone has multiple degrees. I went to Union University, Virginia Union University in Virginia, and it was very, very it wasn't a prestigious university that I came from. I didn't have many people that I could relate to on the level of them, right? So they were just so freaking smart, and I was the only. I literally felt like
dumb.
I do not belong here. They started talking about politics. Oof, bitch. I ain't never made this is the first time I ever made I know how to finesse situations.
Finesse conversations.
Finesse the hell out of conversations. When I tell you they started talking about politics and Trump, here I go. I don't really like voting like that because I don't really be caring about voting like that because they don't really do nothing for my community, the people that I care about. In the community of people that I care about, in the hoods, we don't be seeing much change. That's the kind of subject that I was on. And I was just, when I went, and I was tipsy. So I really was, the next day.
Regretted it.
I was like, yeah, I need to read 500 books this year alone. And I need to really get on my ish. Because when I tell you, I was so embarrassed. I mean, he still fell in love with me, but that's not that's not the point. Okay. The point is, I understand being intimidated by people. And, this man always intimidated me, but he was a person that always made me feel uncomfortable. I mean, made me feel comfortable. But when I tell you that was the most eye-opening date I had ever gone on, because I'm like, wow, these people are seriously, about their stuff. They're very well educated. And the only person that was not Black was the guy who owned Lake Compounds. Or I don't know if he was a partner or whatever, he owned Lake Compounds. And the other women that were with us were Black. There were 3 Black women and there was one Asian woman. I mean, one Asian man. And when I tell you, I never felt so
low,
but I was trying to sound classy because I was trying to sound classy when I said low. But I felt so unworthy of being there that I was just like, wow, my life be a whole finesse. Because how did I even end up in this situation? And why did I not prepare myself for it? But it was a learning experience. But again, that was knowing your when we say dating out of our league, that kind of made me feel like it was out of my league.
So that was your dating out of your league experience. That was my woman.
As a woman, that was my dating out of my league experience. And had it not been that man, I probably would have never ever been able to come from that. But because of the man he was able to make me feel like, oh, don't worry about it. It's not that serious. We were just having conversations and blah, blah, blah. And for me, I was just like, no, this is serious. I really have so much work to do within myself. But I knew at that time that man was out of my league.
Do you feel now that you've had an experience of dating someone out of your league, do you feel that you can put yourself in environments to meet people that are out of your league? You would feel comfortable going for example, in a place like that. We date around our environment. If you're gonna go. So if you're going to go to the hood club, you know what you're going to get. If you go to different areas or, if you're going to go to the city, if you go to whatnot, do you feel with that experience that has already that you went through, do you feel that you can put yourself in other locations, like how you said, a prestige bar or whatnot? Would you put yourself in other places like that again to meet people that?
See, there's a difference though. Someone's intentions with you. That man was looking for a wife. He was looking for a partner. He was looking for someone that he could bring around that could talk the lingo, walk the walk, look good. Again, we talk about trophy wives. There's different levels to trophy wives. And I would definitely be able to, I've always done it. I've only dated people outside my league almost, if you really think about it. like not dated, but like, you know, I've only hung out with people, you know, like we got a psychiatrist, we got a, you know, actuary, like we have multiple people that are outside my league, but it wasn't on that level because I was being like kind of like, all right, like trying to see where this person is in a way, you know? So if their intentions are never to have another wife or to get married or to have a real relationship with someone, not another wife, but you know, like it depends on the man's intentions because I would have never been brought around something that was so personable and just like it was almost like a test. So it's not that I haven't been around it. I've been around people that were out of my league, but their intentions were not that for me. So because this person had higher intentions for me, that's when it was a little bit too much for me to handle. But if it's just like, oh, we partying, we having a good time, I'm bringing my gitches out, like, you know, then it's kind of like, all right, like I could rock with it. He ain't trying to talk about politics.
So do you feel like out of league dating is something that can be successful for both sexes or just one sex?
Just one sex. I mean, that's my experience. Like, I don't think that like when women date, I don't think when if a man dates out of her league, let's just be honest, like the history of humanity, like
Okay.
it just doesn't really, it doesn't even feel right. Like taking care of your man just doesn't even like care of your man like financially, and imagine having to go out and and fight a man for your man. It just doesn't feel right. So if I have to go outside and I have to protect you, I don't feel like I have a man. If I have to provide everything for you, like financially, I don't feel like I have a man. So in that scenario, it was like he didn't care because I'm a woman and I'm the woman that he was attracted to and the woman that he saw a future with. But at the same time, I felt inadequate. Is that the word? I felt like I was like not rising up to the plate. But again, for the man, it didn't really matter. Now, if I was the woman in his shoes and a man was sitting there embarrassing me in front of my colleagues, I would be like,
Gotta go.
wow, you're never gonna see me again. You know, so it's like it's different. It's I definitely was dating outside my league at that time, but again, I'm a woman, so I can do that,
Right. Okay.
and I'm gonna keep doing it. It's like I'm just
Forever and ever and ever and ever.
so. A man decided to stop seeing a woman after she told him that she was going on a date with another guy after their current date. Was he wrong or was she wrong?
Why is she volunteering so much information?
Like, girl.
Is that
He's
his
trying to make him
business?
jealous? You think that that's going to be like, oh, he's going to
That
fight
was-
for me?
That was, I guess, her low way of showing you have competition, step it up, and there's. Then again, it goes both ways. She could be a Jada with no filter and pure honesty. She could be a Jada.
but there's also swag that comes with Jada. I'm just going on my date. I'm not gonna mess up with. You might have some. Listen, I'm not messing up nothing. Even though the date probably isn't great, because if the date was going great, I wouldn't have another date set up, right? But I'm still not gonna tell you if the date isn't going great because maybe we just didn't have a great date right now. Maybe we can still. Maybe you can fix this later. That girl had zero swag. Is that the word these days? She had zero swag, and for you to even say that to him, I think you're weird.
It's corny.
You a cornball, mama.
Cornball.
You a cornball,
I
mama.
hate her.
If you vocally tell someone that they need to move your date a little bit earlier because you're gonna hang out with someone else later, and let's be honest, if our date doesn't go well, okay, for this generation, right?
If my date's not going well, Jada, call me.
I might
Say you have an emergency.
I might like the late night guy more, and he might be the one getting the cheeks. I'm not spending no money on no date with you, and then this guy potentially claps your cheeks after hanging out with me. Is that shallow?
Who said anything about clapping cheeks? Maybe it's
No,
just a
it's
real
not.
hungry girl.
It's not even that, but that is that's something that you have to think about, because if you go out on a date with me, and then you go hang out with another female after, and you guys are out late at night drinking. You guys might end up at Wine and Spirit Lounge in Edgewater on River Road. And then next thing you know, you guys are tipsy. Shouldn't announce that, right?
I mean, no, but she's basically like,
You guys are going to have a good time. And it's like, why did I even go out on a date with you? Why did I even hang out with you? Why did I even waste my money?
But sometimes we appreciate men for being honest. Sometimes we don't appreciate men for being honest. But sometimes it's better that you know than not know.
Nobody has ever told you that they were going on another date after you or before you. So stop it, Valley.
No, they wouldn't. I don't.
Thank you.
Really,
My point
I'm
exactly.
probably sure somebody has.
No. Okay, but there's different things. Like, oh, I got a baby mama at home, but I'll give you like I got a shorty at home. I've been with her for a long time, but like, you know, we
The
could,
roommate spiel.
you know what I'm saying? Like, but I got, you know, like we can have a good time. That's different. That ain't right either, y'all.
I think none of it's right. I think she volunteered too much information, but now he knows what's going on, so he has a choice whether to see her again. What if he asked her for another date?
Why would he do that? That's what I'm saying. Come
Maybe
on, Valley.
maybe he likes the competition. Maybe
would
she
look
tried to
at-
put it. Maybe she put herself as like, you know, you got to compete, and maybe he saw why he had to.
If a man told me that, I'd be like, you know how people use this famous line, like even when they get pulled over, whatever. Do you know who I am? No, we don't know who you are.
I asked around, nobody knows either.
That's how I feel in that moment. Like, how dare you? Do you know who the I am? Like, don't play with me. Are you crazy? You're not about to hang. You get no other chances, and I hope the two of you work out. And since you're lining up bitches, maybe you have a mental health disorder where you need to stop lining up bitches because nobody's ever gonna like you. You.
Oh gosh,
It's you. That's it.
that's it.
No, I would never allow someone to tell me something like that. So
what would your reaction if somebody would have really actually tell you that? What is your response?
is it over? If it's text, you're never getting a text back. If it's phone,
Right.
I'm like, boy, kick rocks. And I'll make sure he hears that. You know? If it's in person, I'd be like, you're not even that cute. And then I would start telling him, like, you ever seen that? You ever seen that meme was just like, you're not that cute. You ever seen the guy in jail?
Yeah, I've seen it.
You don't even know what I'm talking about.
No.
It was just like,
Clueless.
you look dusty. When he'd be like, you look dusty, you're not that cute. Like, I would just look at him like, boy, if you don't get out here with them leaning ass Tims, like, I'ma roast you now.
No, I feel like no response is the best response.
Yeah, all right. I gotta get to that level.
Yeah, no response is a response.
Yeah,
I mean, it depends on how many martinis we had, because I be feeling spicy and ballsy, like my audacity be growing.
Girl,
With the amount of martinis.
Speaking of martinis, let me tell you something. Let me tell you, I'm gonna roast you, or I'm gonna ignore you, or I'm gonna be like, bruh, you got the wrong chicken in the coop. I ain't the one.
Where'd you learn that line? In the Prestige Baccarat
I
Hotel?
made it up, honestly.
Because that was real prestigious.
Let me tell you something.
I like it. I'm gonna
got
use
a
that one.
couple
You
in
got
my,
that chicken in the coop.
I have some other big words, but I haven't really figured out how to pronounce them.
I have a vast vocabulary with your ass.
Vast. It's vast. It's like I'm kidding. It's vast.
Like the vase from Dollar Tree.
From Dollar Tree to vase. No, when they got glass cups.
This is plastic.
I'm telling you, like, yeah, I dare you to come in my face talking about you got another day lined up after me. I'm not enough. I'm not more than, well, we about to go. No. Cancel the date. You about to get to know me. Actually, matter of fact, hang out with me. I'm about to get you lit. You're going to be like, what date?
So how fast, right? So this person is straight up telling you, I'm dating. So how fast or how slow, I should have never taken a step for that. How fast or how slow do you tell someone your intentions or what do you want out of the situationship? Like, how long does that take? 1 day, 2 day, 3 dates? 4 day, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Or 2 year situation later? Like, when is the right time to tell someone their intentions with you?
I think that once you've hung out with someone for like, let's say 4 dates in, all right, we're 4 dates in. We obviously like each other.
Okay.
Let's start talking serious stuff. We've hung out, we've gone here, we've gone there, we've laughed. We're starting to get to know each other's personality. I might have heard about your aunt and your uncle and your niece and your nephew by this point. You know, like I know where you work or what you got going on. It's 4 dates in.
Okay.
What are you looking for?
Oh, time span on these 4 dates.
The time span, like, okay, like if we've gone on 4 dates in the matter.
Damn.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Consecutive?
If you like me, show me. Prove it. Listen,
Don't do that.
if it's been a 1 or 2 weeks, like it's like, okay, We like each other.
Okay, so
What do you want?
4 days. In 2 weeks, you're gonna ask somebody, what do you want out of that person at that moment?
Absolutely.
That's what I'm
Anytime
saying.
you enter a situation, you have to remember everybody has baggage. Everybody's effing somebody. I didn't want to curse, but somebody is entertaining somebody when you come along. Nobody's just sitting on their couch waiting for you to arrive. Nobody's just saying, hey, I just want to meet this perfect person and then like see where it goes. No, there's always going to be baggage. There's always going to be someone who feels comfortable calling your phone. Who's the last person you went out to eat with? You got to eat. I'm sure you ate 12 times this month. Who did you eat with? Who was you eating with? It wasn't me. So you got to assume.
Sometimes there's nobody and it's just you're in a vulnerable situationship.
And that's
you're in a vulnerable situation and you're just lonely.
Now you in a trauma. You got trauma.
You got trauma. So how much time is it where you really express to someone? Because I know this sounds crazy, but my mom...
do it as soon as possible, honestly.
ASAP Rocky?
Yeah, because listen, don't waste my time. Now, we're not 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, or 27. 28, you got to start being like, listen. Pause.
Put your nails down. Put your nails down.
Pause. What do you want from me?
I just feel like sometimes when it's too early, you have to see the phases of people, right? To get to really know them. Like I need it because right now we're 2 weeks in. This is
so then have boundaries.
Everything is funny. All the jokes are funny. Might not even be that funny till after.
Don't be. You look back and you're like, he wasn't even that funny.
Right. So I just feel like sometimes in the first 4 dates, as much as you want to bring this topic up, I don't know what you look like when you're mad. I don't know when you're hangry, when you're grumpy, how you're gonna react when I'm on my period and I'm all cranky. Like you don't really know if it's something that, because you might feel like this in the first 4 dates. When you get to date number 9, all of a sudden you see another side of them that you're like, oh, this is completely unacceptable.
Just because after the 4 weeks or so you bring up what like you want to know, is because it's not because I'm saying like I want to be with you. It's just that, all right, if we're gonna be serious about each other, let's start operating in a more like, serious way. Of course you have things about you that I have to get to know. But I like you, and maybe now knowing that you like me and you see something with me, we can work on the things that you might have difficulty in. Or, now it's like, all right, if someone calls or whatever, we can talk about it rather than me just, how many times you've been with somebody in a car and you riding in his nice ass car and next thing you know, Lala is calling on his dashboard.
It could be his cousin.
Lala ain't his cousin. Lala ain't his cousin, girl. So Lala's calling, you looking at him, he looking at you. Or sometimes you might be the girl that just be like, let me look away and mind my business. Sometimes you might just look away just to mind your business.
Maybe is it too early to
No, but if we had this conversation, no, it's not too early because you said you liked me. You said you wanted to be with me. You said that you...
What if he said, I'm going with the flow?
Well, well, then Lala, he will call you later. Because listen, if Lala call and you done told me you want to be with me, I need you to answer for Lala right now so I can tell her, hey, Lala, nice to meet you, but...
Potential, number 1?
Yeah.
Okay. So you rather be a headache?
You have been deployed from his elite employee. Like, you're no longer, you can't be calling anytime because I might be there. And chances are, if you're obsessed like me, you're going to be there most of the time. I mean, I do have a job.
Oh my God, that sounds so delusional.
Yeah.
That is so delusional. It's crazy. I just feel like a month in, you're like, that's early.
First of all, nothing is ever too early. It's never too early. People used to get back then, they used to get married within like 2 weeks. Sometimes a month or whatever. And then royalty, you never even knew what your husband looked like until you got off that ship and walked your ass up to that castle or wherever he lived. And you had to see if Albert was 22 or 52. Ain't nothing too soon. They was getting married.
You need to stop watching Game of Thrones.
The wedding was the next day. Bridgerton, Game of Thrones.
Yeah, you need to stop it.
I know, but that's just, it's history. It is what it is. But it ain't never too. I've been in a situation where I've gone on 2 dates and I'm just like, he's the love of my life. I want to have his
Every
kids
date.
tonight.
Every date. Not
I
to
hope he
every
proposes.
single one. Every
I wonder
time.
what size ring he's gonna get.
Everyone.
Princess cut. I hope it's not one of those square wings.
I just want to give you guys a random fact about Jada. If you go onto her Instagram and you go to her saved pictures and reels, she has 6 ring choices, 18
They will
dresses.
never see that.
Oh. But 4 weeks isn't too early.
But not for nothing, I'm organized in every category. Taco places, my ring, my dress, venues for the wedding, places that me and my friends need to go to,
honeymoon,
things that me and my man need to do, things that I'm going to do for my son,
the man from the second date,
things to do for vaginal health, things to do for the herbs to purchase for my blood, to keep my blood cleansed. It's just certain things, man. You got to be organized. So what would you do if you were on date 10 with someone and you guys are finally about to do the nasty, which I don't promote because I think that abstinence is key.
Amen.
But if you were on date 10 with someone and you guys were about to do it and you said, hey, when's the last time you had sex with someone? And they said, on Sunday and it's Thursday. How are you going to move from there?
I'm not asking that. I'm just doing it. That's none of my business.
And I'm
Don't
not
ask me
lie.
the same thing.
And I'm not going to lie.
It might be Monday. I'm just playing. No. I'm not into.
No, but even if it is what it is.
I just feel like it's not. That's not a question that I would ask. I would feel very confident if I'm talking to somebody. I'm 10, 11 dates in. I'd be very confident in myself to whatever I have going on, to what energy I'm giving, to the presence that I provide. So I'm, when it comes to me, I have a lot of confidence in what I got. I have a lot of personality. I have, great things going for myself. And if I don't have at the moment, I will. Because I'm great and I promote that for myself. So that's basically asking me. It's like, hey, so do I have any competition that you're fucking right now? I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that's an
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that at all because, like I said, I know myself, and if there is someone that they're dealing with or whatever, it's like
she's gonna get canceled out. Because how can she f with you? You can't with me
saying that shit.
But no, like, and I honestly, now, like you said, I'm nosy. So I might just ask, just because I'm gonna ask.
You just want to stir the pot.
Like,
you want to just chicken up the coop.
Just because I love drama. I'm kidding. I love a little razzle dazzle. Like, okay, who do I have to like?
Just want to get angry before getting in.
And I need to have a reason to be like, oh, it must be the other. Oh, it must be that other. But no, like once we do it, like you locked in, and anytime that I have done that, I've ended up in a relationship. So like, I also understand where you're coming from because it's like, that's not my business. But at the same time, it's just like, I'm just nosy. So I just want to know, like, who you hanging out with. I haven't given it to you, so you had to get your rocks off. But
curiosity killed the cat.
You've done it with me. I'm not saying that nobody else does it as good as me. I'm never saying that. But I'm just saying, like, first of all, wait a minute. This conversation isn't even going to happen with me. So let's be clear. But
you don't do much talking.
Listen, what you mean? Listen, you feel me? Lock them down. But anyways, so like, I don't see myself really even, because I already know what it is. Because by that time, like anytime I end up messing with somebody, it's usually like we be together all the time. Like,
you don't have time for anybody else.
You don't have time for anybody else because your time is always with me. But if I was a woman in that situation and somebody told me last week, I'd be like, you know what? Well, then go ahead and go to that chouse. Go get some from her. Like, because obviously you ain't got your full attention on me. So
I feel like by that time you should already know kind of what that person already has going on. Like if you're on date 10, 11, I feel like you can kind of, like we have common sense. Like we know if you're not answering the phone after whatever or certain times, we know how people operate because we've been on the other side of it. We've been the other person that might maybe have other things going on or whatever. Like we just know we're human,
right?
Or unless we're hitting the blind side and just being delusional. But if we kind of know what's going on, I think that's one of those questions that you can only hope the answer wasn't Sunday, and just kind of be like, hey, right, this morning, a week ago, whatever. But like before, like somebody might have had someone in their past, but by 10, 11 date, you've already talked about present, past, future, what you had going on, a couple of trauma, trauma bonding, trauma saving, our favorite thing ever. and then you just kind of have a feel or an idea. Maybe you might have a straggler here and there that one of those things, those people that never become serious, but they have around for whatever benefit that they have. But eventually, if we're 11, so you're right though. You're locked in by all this time you've been spending, because 12 dates, you're already like about what, month and a half, 2 months in. You already caught that person's
their schedule, their flow, their
right. So I don't think that's like I said, at that point, that question is
it's but then on top of that, it's kind of like if I did ask you that question and you said that, it's kind of like, all right, well, I mean, clearly I haven't made you feel like you don't want to mess with anybody else, so
that is real quick. Hold this have this real quick.
What is it?
You like, here, let me give you this real quick.
No, I'm not gonna give it. I'm gonna be like, like if I did, because I've never done it, but I'm trying to really put myself in that situation and be like, hey, we've been on dates, we've been dating, and it's date 12 and we're finally about to do the thing, right? It's date 12, not day 12. It's day or date. It's date 12. And if you're not serious enough about me to the point where you are able to like do this and do that, then I already kind of have a sense of how you are. Cause like your interest is not fully in, and you still got to go get your rocks off. So I can't take you really serious.
Okay. So
why can't you just be a person that can just hold it down and be like, I'm going to wait for shorty. If you can't wait for me, then guess what?
Right.
Just do you, babes. Like, I'm not even interested.
So question, what is because we're talking about a lot of dates, right? 12 dates.
Which is very delusional and unrealistic.
Right. But I want to ask you, like, what's considered
her
a date, not date. Like, for example, I've gone to a restaurant with someone, cool, whatever. And then another time I've gone for like a run, a hike. Is that considered a full date? That's considered a date?
That's a date.
Spending time
Anytime you hang out, spending time is a date.
Every time spending time is considered a date.
So for the record, anytime you spend time with someone is a date. So yes, going for a run, going for a hike, taking a walk. If you're in the dating phase.
Okay.
If you're in a dating phase, going for a run or going for a run or hike is in fact a date. Even if you say like, like you know how some people, like for example, we always talk about levels. Like maybe I can't take you on a date today because we already went on 3 dates. But hey, come make some runs with me. Come stop at the stores with me. Come grocery shop with me, whatever. Like that's still time spent. So it's still time getting to know someone. It doesn't necessarily, in my eyes, have to be like, that's how you get to know someone. Like how you operate on a day to day. That's how I feel connected to you.
All right, question. Let's say you go on a nice date. Date 1 is nice date. But let's say you don't get another one. When is the point to take you on another nice date? Like, let's say you spending time, but you're not going to a nice date. Like, we're going, like,
because
lobster
people
pots,
do that
oysters,
to lure you
whatever.
in. People do that to lure you in, so you got to be careful with that too, y'all. Like, don't let nobody lure you in by taking you on nice dates.
One date.
Like
one
a nice date.
And
then
the
you're
rest
just
is spending
like,
time.
It was so perfect because I've experienced that where I'm just like, oh my God, we had the perfect date. And then he opens up my door and he held the tip of my fingertips and walked me to it.
Hold me like that. I want to see it.
He brought me to the door like this. And he put me in the car ever so gently.
Okay.
And the passion of the, it was just passionate. And then when we was in the car, he put his hand on my thigh a little bit. It's because we delusional as women. Like, we just, every detail matters. And these are the things that we're going to, run back to our friends and tell them. But like, you can have a date like that. And then that was just his way to lock you in.
So when do you stop, or like when you were like, wait a minute? Like I said, you go on the regular stuff, like runs.
You just say, hey, I want to go here. That's it. And if it's a problem, what's the problem? What is the problem? I want to go eat. I want to go, not even eat. I want to go get on a helicopter today.
So you're saying closed mouths don't get fed?
Closed mouths don't get fed. If you got a problem with anything that anybody is doing, say something. If it's a problem to them, then all right. Like, is it a problem enough for you to stop the situation? If it's not problematic enough for you to say, hey, I don't want to talk to this guy no more because he took me on one good day and then everything was bullcrap. And then when I brought it up to him, he's like, all right, well, that was just like an intro. But also maybe like when you're dating a man, you shouldn't take the initiative. You should take the initiative to say, hey, you took me on 3 dates. Maybe I should take you on a date or 2 just to balance it out a little bit, because sometimes you don't realize how much of a guy's money you're really spending. Because when I really think about it, like I had a guy that I was dating take me and my homegirls out every time somebody's birthday was coming up, I was like, hey, like, we want to come out there. We want to hang out. We want to party. Yes, Houston, turn up. And then after a while, I'm like, yo, he had to spend at least $100,000 on the last three trips I took here.
So you took him to Chili's?
No, like, when I think about it, I didn't do shit.
Oh.
And so now I'm just like, I can see how in that situation, okay, he had it. But in another situation with another man, they'd be like, yo, I don't got it to keep just throwing money away. Like, you know, sometimes maybe a woman can step up more. That's all I'm saying. So sometimes.
But you don't think he enjoyed it as well? I'm saying
Yeah,
he's
he did.
benefiting from the vibes, the good times, and then, you know,
What, the attention? I don't
the
know.
attention. Yeah, like it's not one time that he could have said, "Oh, I'm not in town," or "Oh, something." He could have just made something up, but he didn't. He continued to do it.
Yeah. So what you think he was getting? What was he getting out of it? Just the time and attention?
Time, spending time with you, good vibes, great energy.
I'm a vibe.
Fun,
I'm a vibe.
fun.
So I do think that that's fair. Like if a girl
home-cooked
takes you out.
meal. Yeah.
Home cooked meal, like, you
Gesture.
know, some type of gesture. Like, hey, like I can take you to the movies, or we can go to like not an arcade, but like I like to do like AI, virtual reality, like games and stuff like that. Whatever. You know, it could just be something fun and different. It don't gotta be like, oh, I'll take you to the club and we can pop bottles and you can bring all your niggas.
Right. No, it was
Like you
just,
can't bring
what
your
you
bottles
do.
and you can't bring your boys and pop bottles off of my money. Like, no, that's my wig money. But yes, I will make you dinner and we can do little stuff here and there. Like it is what it is.
I have
I'm not
a
gonna be ashamed.
tendency to give a man like an aw moment, like, "Aw, you thought about me." That's what it is. Like I
Okay.
can't give you an example off rip. Like
Yeah.
somebody,
So you would, yeah.
yeah, like for example, if I don't know, let's say somebody was talking about gym stuff, because you know, I like to go to the gym, and I was talking about somebody's gym. They're talking about, oh yeah, I need like some pre-workout or something gym related. I'll probably show up with like a ninja blender and like the best protein powder there is.
Right.
Something like along those lines, like something
so
that
a
I
gift.
listen
So you're
to
a
what,
gift
what they're
giver.
into. I'm a gift giver, or
Yeah.
I can cook too. I can make like I'm like, oh my god, I've never had Spanish empanadas. I've never had an arepa.
Still waiting for
Never
my
had-
rice, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get it. So
But yeah, see me, my way to the man's heart is definitely cooking.
yeah,
You know, you girl.
man's mine, everybody's.
Lots.
Jada's cooking.
I've never okay. But hey, I've cooked for people and said, hey, like, you know, you cook this. You cook this, girl. Now go lock it down. Go lock it down. Go lock it down. That's your
Every
man
time.
now. I didn't make this food. You made it. But like, you know, so you know, there's ways to make a person like be like, oh, she thought of me. She's thoughtful. She's not just someone who's out to take everything. I
Right, to
got.
feel appreciated.
Yeah. So that was good.
I'm gonna say exactly what she whispered.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to us. No, seriously, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat. We don't got one of those yet. Everything.